We're in the playoffs! Meta Madness! The playoffs have started. So far it was the warm-up. The group stage, I told you that over and over again, it was the warm-up. First of all, there were only 10 heroes pre-banned, but also we had just like pretty big skill gaps between the games. Now we're heading into the playoffs, and this is where it's getting real. Haunted Mines our first map. Now, keep in mind, we have a double elimination system. We're currently in the winner bracket. This is the first round, and the first round is still best of threes. So some people might be asking, like, hey, why is the first round best of three? Why aren't we not coming in swinging with best of fives? Reason is pretty simple. We're playing this first day out on a Thursday, and then on Friday there's a lot of the guys that still have to work, that have to go to university and whatnot. So we're starting at 6-7 o'clock in the evening, meaning we don't have just the entire day. So in order to fit all of that in, the first round is best of threes, and then we can adjust it a little bit more. The big days are obviously the Saturday and the Sunday, where we have continuously best of five matches. But today we're starting things off with Washed Up against Disgusting. Now technically Washed Up is known as Washed Something in this tournament. They went through a lot of iterations with that name, but honestly, first of all, it's too long. Second of all, I don't care, so I just renamed them back to Washed Up. If you're not familiar with Meta Madness, then you've really been living under a rock for the last month, but let me just sum this up very quickly. Meta Madness has two rules that make the tournament very distinct from other competition. Rule number one, you have a certain amount of heroes that are banned for the entire event. In this case, for the playoffs, we have 22 heroes that cannot be picked. 22 heroes that you can't take at all. And then, in addition to that, you also have a rule where every single hero can only play it one time in a series. D.Va, she's picked for map number 1, can't be picked on map number 2 or map number 3 again. So as you can imagine, very quickly things are gonna get out of hand here. It's gonna be super, super fun. So we're on the playoffs now, and let's see which team is going to be able to make an impression here. Washed Up, obviously, they won their group. So we had initially 16 teams in the competition, 4 groups of 4, and Washed Up won their group. So they're going up against the second place out of one of the other groups. Therefore, they are facing off against Disgusting. We get Uther. In game number 1, we have Lil Nara, and here comes also Stukov and Varian. It's actually a very strong combo right out of the gate. I like that a lot. So we have Varian and Stukov coming in here for a little bit of a sniper comp. Now, obviously, Chromie and Jaina are already banned out, so apparently Washed Up, they hate blonde chicks. They're more into brunettes, you know. So the blondies are gone. That means that when it comes to burst damage, Disgusting has to come up with a bit of a different plan. Now, there's still, of course, a few heroes that could definitely fit that bill. Could even go so far as to, for example, drop an Orphea on them. But there's other burst damage that's definitely still available. Stitches gets banned too. And since this is Haunted Mines, it's also going to be pretty interesting how they're going to play this out. We've seen various strategies in the qualifiers in the group stage, but of course back then we only had 10 heroes pre-banned. Now it's 22, so immediately a lot of the choices that you had back then are gone. You can't pick that Sylvannas anymore. So there's a lot that is right now just off the table for the entire event, and once that we're heading into the best of 5 matches and we're going into a 5-mapper, it's just gonna be brutal. I honestly can't wait. It's gonna be so good. But yeah, so here we are. We have Tychus banned out. Stitches, as I just mentioned, he got banned too. And that leaves us with Jimmy and with Rexa in game number 1. Alright, a little bit of single target damage here with Itrox, and Rexa also getting played. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Well, what are the final 2 picks for Washed Up? What are they going to get right now? We still need a hero for Nick, obviously. So what is he going to take? And obviously Benny for the front line. Arthurs! This is game number 1. Just saying, guys, this is game number 1, okay? And we already have a Kel'Thuzad and we have Arthurs. And there's prize money on the line here. There's 2,000 euros of prize money on the line. The entire event is self-financed by the community. Big shout out to all of the people supporting me at patreon.com/Khaldor. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. So this is how we finance the entire event and how we're hoping to also finance more in the future. So if you want to support that effort, you can head over there to patreon.com/Khaldor and check it out. But as we're heading into game number 1, we got our final pick, and it is Kelthas. Alright, Haunted Mines incoming. We have Washed Up against Disgusting here at the Meta Madness playoffs. Washed Up on the left in game number 1. We're in Haunted Mines with Copenhagen on Diva. Hazops is playing Lunara. We got Nick on Kel'Thuzad, Yasu on Uther, and Bad Benny is playing Arthurs. The right side of the map, Disgusting in game number 1 of the best of 3 here in the round of 8 of the winner bracket. Lavekal on Stukov, Figured Alvarez on Kel'Thas, Arion on Varian, and as you can see, it tracks with Reyna for the single target damage, and Richu is playing Raxa. Well, this is also going on, a little bit of information, especially for the people that are watching this on YouTube. We just announced another event as well that will happen in June. Now, the online qualifiers will happen sooner than that, but the offline event will take place in June in Berlin. We announced a Nations Cup, so we're going to have countries go up against each other and field their best players. Obviously, last year in 2022, we had a few events in Miami, and a lot of people were visiting, but others stated that they just couldn't afford the trip to the US. That was just a bit outside of their budget, so especially for the Europeans, it's probably quite attractive to now have an event that takes place in Europe. A little bit easier to visit, shake hands with the players and the casters, and maybe even just combine it with a city trip to Berlin itself. If you guys want to have more information about that, I will include a link in the YouTube video description that you can check out. If you have questions, you're of course also welcome to drop them into the comments, but it's going to be pretty awesome. A lot of people have already said that they want to go there. There's a few that have started to organize car sharing and Airbnbs, but yeah, it's going to be absolutely glorious. But for now, we're focusing, of course, on Meta Madness, and over here we have on Haunted Mines, camps about to be taken. It is Disgusting, in fact. I was trying to go for the first pumpkin camp, and instead of taking their own, Washed Up just said, you know what? I like that camp. Looks good, gimme. And they went for it. They weren't able to claim it, though, so the red team was successful here. But the fight still continues. And yep, me likey. So what do we get? No kills just yet, just a bit of a skirmish, a little bit of damage exchanged. There's of course a power comp coming through, especially on level 4 when Varian gets access to the taunt. Gravity Lapse has an additional follow-up, Nisha with an added stun, you have Stukov that comes in with a lurking arm, and all of a sudden there's a real killer combo that can net kills very, very quickly. Should be pretty solid, should be pretty good. We'll see how much they can do with this. Now, one of these two teams will find themselves in the losers bracket after this round. Washed Up, one of the favorites to make it towards the grand final. We have a couple of really good teams, by the way, in this tournament. I mean, some really heavy hitters. Washed Up, definitely one of them, and they are going for kill number 1. They want to go for Itrax, and they take Jimmy down. Reyna is gone. Now we got, on level 4, the taunt. We got also the fight or flight. Seems like Jimmy couldn't really decide which one to go for in the last one. He was fighting a little bit, but also trying to flee. Didn't quite work out for him. Kel'Thuzad, we got him with 12 stacks already on his baseline. Not too bad. Blighted Frost on 1, and the armor of the Arclich has been now taken on 4. And Nick is just ghosting around with him. It's super funny to me that every time that we have Meta Madness coming in as a tournament, a lot of the teams are starting to really just practice for it. And, you know, they pick a lot of these heroes that you normally just wouldn't see. So it really affects things a lot. And just seeing that, it honestly makes me happy. Now, Meta Madness is obviously pushing the envelope a little bit far. We have 22 heroes banned in total for the event entirely. And then with the secondary rule, there's even less available as the series progresses. In total, in the game, we currently have 89 playable heroes. Now, technically, it's 90 because you have Cho'Gall, but then again, that combines to 1 hero, so I'm always talking about 89, 90 heroes. So, as you can imagine, with 22 being eliminated this quickly, that reduces the pool pretty severely. The mines are open and everybody's fighting for skulls. Everybody's going for the objective. Nobody's just pushing anything here. Jimmy dies again, this time hunted down by Bambi. Lunara comes in for the kill, but Benny doesn't look too good either, and he gets dropped by Kelthas. Salami boy is doing his thing. Ashalanore. Salami. Oh, kill him! What are you doing? Alvaros, no! The brain fart. I can only imagine that he didn't have the screen centered on his hero, but was looking somewhere else at the time. But boy, oh boy, that should have been a kill right there. Oh, I don't think he's happy about that. Now, at least they get the golem in the skull, so they take the lead there. But that would have been such an easy kill. A little bit of nice charred venison there. Grilling Lunara up and... But yeah, didn't really quite work out. So Bambi gets away. The golems, they're still spawning. But off we go. We got on level 7 the growing infestation. Yeah, Blizzard's sexual innuendo is still going strong in 2023. I mean, some of these talent names are like wild, absolutely wild. But okay, we got the choking pollen, the ice cold over here. Yeah, ice cold beer in the middle of the summer would also be kind of nice. I know, if you're in the northern parts of Europe, then you're listening to this and you're thinking, the fuck is he talking about? Summer? But he had 30 degrees today here in Spain. So that's just what it is, boys. A cold one in the evening outside. It's like, perfect. Either way, the second wind is in. Everybody is just trying to push a little bit. So we have Washed Up pushing through the top lane, whereas down to the bottom of the map with a bigger golem. Disgusting is making a play and goes for the fort. So one fort is already gone. I think they're going to exchange forts for sure. The question is just how much more does Disgusting get? That's the bigger one here. They are actually not pushing as aggressively as I thought. I really thought that they would try to take at least the wall down before they make an approach towards the top. But they are attempting to flank in here, so they leave the bot lane a bit earlier than you would have expected, or I would have expected. And are trying to get a flank going. That didn't quite work out for them. But that also means that in structures, the teams are now absolutely identical. So everybody just taking one fort down. Difference in golem skulls wasn't really that big. But there was a bit of a lead, of course, for Disgusting. So they're really fighting back here. We got 17 stacks also for Kalthas, quite important for his level 1. You want to get that shield going for a bit of extra safety. And I would be amiss to not mention that Kalthas is now at 27 stacks, the only 3 away from completing his baseline quest. Kind of important too, considering that his damage output is significantly going to increase. There's also a little bit of a battle going on here between KTZ and KT. So Kel'Thuzad against Kalthas. And currently, Kel'Thuzad is winning. Pretty handily, actually. 5,000 damage here from Kalthas. So he's not doing all that well. The level 10 is kicking in for Washed Up, so that's the time when you don't want to fight. And, well, they're getting forced into a battle. Jimmy's in trouble again, since Kel'Thuzad came in with a Frost Blast. As another hit, the quest completed. Still no level 10 for Disgusting. But good news for them, they are getting out of the fight without losing a hero. Now, Rexa, I have no idea what he's doing. I mean, that was telegraphed. That is just committing Sudoku. I mean, honorable Sudoku by Rexa. Just sits down on the lane. Rotation is clearly coming, and he's just like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And then he dies. So that one was telegraphed for sure. But level 10 is in. Maybe he just wanted to go back to Nexus. Needed mana, you know. Was homesick. Whatever it was. Now he's back. We get the Flailing Swipe. And at the same time, we're still waiting for Varian, but outside of that, it's the Boars that are getting unleashed there, the Hyperion that comes in. So, let's see what we get topside. There we got the Warbringer. And, oof, Alvaro's pausing the game. What happened there? Seems like everybody is still here, so I assume that it's some audio problems that they're having. Don't think that anybody disconnected. The mines have opened up, so the blue team is already in the mines, ready to get themselves a few skulls and a slight lead. There's a 1-level gap between the two teams now, but there should be an advantage in skulls for Washed Up. They are already sitting at 26-0, and they're taking more and more of these camps. Arthur is going to make his way down to the bottom and try to start just going for the lower part of the mines, whereas it's more so a question of what exactly the red team is now going to do. The problem that they, of course, have is that they don't want to fall too far behind here. You already are behind, or you're trailing by a level, so you got to be careful that your opponent doesn't run that talent advantage over you. But at least Jimmy can get a few down here at the bottom of the map. We have also, for Arthas, 18 stacks now on his level 1, meaning that with the Frost Presence here, he's about to complete that and then get the additional route. And it's going to be an enormous amount of CC that we're getting from Bad Benny here. So as a first frontliner is actually not too bad of a choice, especially for Lunaros, of course. Pretty neat to now being able to rely on the level 10 with the Thornwood Vines. She has additional poke that she can use here. And I really just want to see what exactly Disgusting can pull off. Because I talked a bit at the beginning of the game how Varian... Okay, so apparently they actually had somebody drop. How Varian can combo very, very well, not only with Stukov, but also with Kel'Thas if they really want to look for additional CC. Same is also true for Richu, who can use Misha to stun out the target even further. But I haven't really seen that a whole lot. So if they want to get these kills, then they need to coordinate those efforts a little bit better and make sure that they are taking... isolated heroes down. Talking about isolated heroes, yeah, I was about to say, Jimmy needs to be a bit careful here. He needs to be very careful with that, because he already died a few times. You don't want to get dropped again. The boars get unleashed, they're trying to stop them, but it's not really working out the way that they are intending. At least they can go for Kel'Thuzad, and yes, that hit point pool is pretty small. So good job here by the red team, but they are having real trouble forcing the blue team into a fight. And washed up, as you can tell, they're just retreating, trying to force them into a choke point where they can then turn on them. Well done. They don't want to take any unnecessary fights, and especially they don't want to go up against the killer comp that we're getting from Varian. So already a little bit of a stun. There comes the taunt, and they are trying to go for Arthas, trying to blow the tank out of the waters here, but instead it's Stukov that gets murdered, and Misha dies shortly after the explosion with good damage against Varian, but it seems like no, he's not going to get away. At least Jimmy is trying to get some What? He gets some skulls and gets away. Look at him. Sneaky. My man is super sneaky on this one. Is able to escape completely unharmed and even got his team a few more skulls. I would be lying if I wouldn't point out, though, that the two golems are going to be... I mean, there's a significant power difference between the two now. 72% against 28%, I mean, duh. So, yes, the blue team is going to push with theirs, and they are going to try to hit, and they're going to hit hard. Whereas with 15,000 damage, Jimmy finds himself now in the pole position on the hero damage for the red team. But look at Kel'Thuzad, look at D.Va, look at Lunara. The blue team just overall has a better output here, and it's difficult for Disgusting to deal with that. Their whole comp is pretty much meant to target one hero and take it down. And that doesn't really work for them. There's too much that is going on. There's the Divine Shield of Uther that can save the target. There's also D.Va that can be very annoying with it. And just look at Washed Up. They're coming past this. They're really trying to go deep. But Benny is in trouble this time. And finally, there's the play. They were able to get the kill. And now they're also hoping to drop D.Va herself, who gets immediately shielded by Uther. So yes, job well done over here. The fort is, of course, fallen, but they're still trying to go now for the golem. And the blue team is still lingering around, trying to see if they can get a cheeky kill. And they get one. They go for Rexa, and he gets wrecked. But D.Va dies too, so at least a counter kill for the red team. It's level 13 versus level 13 talents now. That was a problem that Disgusting had throughout the entire fight, that they didn't have that talent yet. But now they drew even, and that will allow them to do a bit more with this one. The Dire Beast is in, and we also have the aspect of the Beast over here. Pretty much Rexa is just trying to turn Misha into Cocaine Bear. The level 10 ability, I would have loved the Grizzled Bear, but yeah, not quite. Rumor has it that Blizzard is working on a new skin for Misha, where she has a little bit of a cocaine line under her nose. Yeah, a bit of an homage to recent movies in the theaters. But, no, I'm just kidding. Blizzard doesn't give a shit about heroes. They still don't do anything for it, so yeah, sorry. Sorry if all of a sudden Copium got activated over here for some people. But, yeah, 7 kills to 3. Too soon? I don't know. Probably not. 7 kills to 3, and we have still Washed Up in a bit of a better position. They're trying to be aggressive here. They're trying to control the map as best as they can. Doing a good job with it, too. That is a 1 level gap. This is bridgeable. You can bridge this. The problem is simply that Washed Up is very soon gonna get level 16, and that's a big power spike. But there's always the potential kill against someone like Khaldor because he is squishy. But look how well Benny is also controlling the flank here, making sure that Varian can't just simply move in from the side and get a hit in on Khaldor, because if he gets that taunt through, that could be a very quick kill if Uther isn't ready with a Divine Shield. So, yeah, that could be a thing. But either way, by now we have 41,000 damage for Khaldor, so yeah, Nick is making it work. Nearly doubling the top damage dealer on the side of the red team. We only have 21,000. And yeah, there's level 16 any second now. And of course the skulls are coming up again. Skulls in the mines can get a few more here. And they're immediately entering. Level 16 is in. That's a big talent advantage now. That's really bad news. They're trying to get a quick one here. Yeah, good damage. Look at the Divine Shield on Khaldor. That was absolutely needed. If you go for that pick, you need someone that can help. But Rehgar went a little bit too deep and he gets punished for it. Now we got the explosion coming through again. They're trying to at least get a kill here. And they might... Nah, maybe? Yes, they can. But Varian is also about to die. He actually survived way much longer. Well, but excuse me? Is he getting away? Now, they sacrificed Jimmy for him, I suppose, but no! He was so close to getting out of the fight. Now I feel bad for him. Yeah, now I actually feel really bad. It was looking so good. He was pretty much at no hit points, juked out several skills, and then they were able to heal him back up and get him to the entrance, but he never made it through. So 11 kills, 2-4. And that means that the entire lower level of Haunted Mines is under the control of Washed Up. And it allows them, of course, to go for another big golem. Camp down here at the bottom left. That's going to guarantee that they're sitting at a 72. And now the only thing that's left is the golem in the middle. There's still no level 16 talent for Disgusting. They're currently... still waiting for that to kick in. And I do not believe that they're going to make a play for the lower tiers until they have that. Pyromaniac and It Hungers. We also got the Frostmourne feats for Arthur's. But obviously things are looking very, very good for the blue team. They're getting a few more of the stacks together here. Another ult from Khaldor trying to lock down Jimmy. Doing very well with that. Another Divine Shield on Khaldor. Every single time that Nick goes a little bit too deep, they're targeting him right away. And that did some work. But Varian is also super low and nearly died again. But I mean, he has to go there. He has to go there and try to connect that taunt. So they're trying to get at least some skulls. It's one of those annoying situations where in an ideal world you don't want your opponent to take the skulls. You don't want to take them either. I could see them taking all of them except for one. And that forcing somebody to go back down in the mines, but they are taking everything. They want to face the music right now. They just got level 16, so it's kind of understandable that they're going to try and make a bit of a play on this one. Either way, we get the Ignite on 16. Feign Death for Rehgar. He's trying again. Rallying Cry. And a bit of a moment of truth situation in this first game of the playoffs. Because, well... gotta make your play soon. Misha is dead. But, well, she's gonna be back. Alright. Yeah, these Howling Blasts are currently also a bit of a pain. Oh, again, Jimmy! Too far out! And he gets wrecked. Fourth time that Jimmy dies, but Uther! Uther in trouble! And he didn't have the cooldown. Benny gets also attacked with Yasuo still lingering around and getting close to his Divine Shield. He would have probably been able to go for the panic button anyways, but still that was a fairly decent attempt. Now that the attack is still happening in the 5 versus 4 situation, things are getting a lot more dicey though. Stukov dies too, so that makes it a 5 versus 3. That golem is just murdering. At least they got the kill on Arthur's, so that's good news. The tank is gone and he's the CC machine that the blue team was using to control them throughout the entire game. I don't know if I can call it a golem or just an oversized minion, but it still went through the wall, so good for them. Over here, it's a bit of a different story though, because we're talking core. And that's the end of Varian. Yes, Varian eliminated, and this could very well be the end. The good news is that Stukov is back any second, and Jimmy is also here, so maybe not the moment where the blue team can finish things. Especially considering that Nick in particular was very, very low in HP, so they're playing it safe. The core took some damage, is at 89%. It's a 2-level gap now though, and that hurts. 2-level gap, yeah, that is gonna be rough. That's gonna be really rough. Catapults griefing as usual. The keep is taking damage though. I mean, the more damage this keep takes, the better in the long run. There's still a chance for the red team to win a fight. And yeah, obviously, this doesn't really happen all that often when you've been playing from behind the entire time. But you've probably seen more than one game where a team gets a lucky punch in, is able to win a team fight, and they can snowball it hard. And this is exactly what Disgusting is now trying to play for. They have to, of course, try and get as much experience as they can. The dream would be to get to level 20, but boy oh boy is that gonna be rough. 2 levels to bridge before the next objective spawns, 10 kills behind. It is gonna be very difficult to make that play, but they are trying through the mines, so they are coming in. They came from behind. Yeah, Gyrocopters are saying hello on this one. But it is Varian who gets popped first. He is gone, and that was a bit of a Hail Mary play that they had here. That's the only thing that they could try realistically, honestly. They did as much as they could, but it just wasn't enough. 2 down already. Rexa is gonna get wrecked, and now they're going for Jimmy. This was Jimmy. Yeah, survives a little bit longer, but the only one that is still alive is Kelthas. And you know why? Because that little coward ran away, like the elf he is. So yeah, never trust an elf. Gimli had it right. With this, we got the victory, washed up with 1-0 in the best of 3 here at the Meta Madness playoffs.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Tomb of the Spider Queen, map number 2. Washed Up is ahead in the best of 3 series. Now again, quick reminder, only the first round of the bracket is best of 3s. After that, we're going into best of 5s. And of course now, as we're headed into game number 2, it means that 32 heroes are unavailable. 22 heroes are banned for the entire event. They are down here. And 10 heroes have now been played in game number 1 and therefore can't be picked again. I kept telling you that the group stage is the warm-up, that we're just getting slowly, you know, we're getting everybody to familiarize themselves with the rules a little bit, not only the audience, but also the players themselves. And now that we are in the main event, this is where things are getting spicy very, very quickly. So, Chromie gets banned again, and we also have Carrigan banned out. It makes perfect sense to me. I mean, this is one of the best Carrigan maps for Nick in particular. Actually, now that I say it, I think I have to take that back, because Nika has been playing Carrigan on Towers of Doom and has single-handedly demolished an entire team. He picked her a lot in Infernal Shrines, which is obviously another very good map for her. But I think it's fair to say that Tomb is one of his usual Carrigan stomping grounds. Now, last time we had Jaina banned out, and there is a chance that she gets banned again. That Washed Up is just getting rid of her, but they're banning Cho'Gall. Yeah, that's just what happens when you're playing Meta Madness. Sometimes the Ogre just gets the axe. Junkrat is in. Junkrat is in the house. Yeah, some people might, by the way, look at the banned heroes and they're saying like, wait a second. Weren't some of these guys banned in the group stage? And yes, you are actually right. So during the entire month where we have Meta Madness, where we had the group stage, there were people that then got elevated and were vetoing one hero. So Abathar is now available for picking, and Verbs was the one that wanted to have Junkrat available for the event. So now we're getting a little bit more Overwatch thanks to him. We got Dehaka, and we got Mephisto. And Mephisto is obviously an absolute beast when it comes down to the damage numbers as well. You see him on Tomb lately a little bit more, but his go-to map was mostly Infernal Shrines. Stitches and Deckard Cain. Okay. So we're gonna get some hooks, and with Junkrat and his hook gorge Junkrat with a trap. So you can start and isolate targets with that and set up a bit of a trap. That's definitely a possibility here. Game 1 we already had D.Va. So it is gonna be good. There's a very, very good chance that once we're going into the best of 5s that we're running out of certain groups of certain roles completely. In the group phase, especially the tanks were struggling towards the end of big series. Now there's always a couple of side laners that you can also play in a tank position, so that wasn't really too much of a concern, but we also had several instances where healers got kinda rare. So here it is, we get Alexstrasza, she's banned out, Malthael has also been eliminated. And the next double pick. Let the craziness begin. Okay. What is this? Deathwing! Deathwing and Tyrande. Okay, so the Hogger lick into Tyrande stun could happen. We still need a little bit more damage for Disgusting, and they also need a side laner. A few more stuns would definitely help them here. Junkrat alone is of course great for interrupts on the turn-ins. He's a fantastic hero to just piss the other team off, let's be honest about it. But they need a bit more than that. Final 2 picks for them. And it is Greymane and Thrall. Okay, we got the War Chief in the house. And on the left side, we got Nick. His Kerrigan was banned. What is he gonna go for this time? Nick is the only one. Honestly, Nick is the one where I can just see him play the craziest heroes. He probably practiced them the entire time now in Storm League, and is just showing his skills off in Meta Madness. I can totally see this happening as the tournament continues. Game number 2 of the first best of 3. He goes for Alarak. Alright, if that is not a quick match draft, then I don't know what is. So guys, Tomb of the Spider Queen, map number 2 in best of 3. Number 1, let's go. It's washed up against Disgusting. Game number 2, match point number 1. Washed Up wants to move on to the next round of the winner bracket. We have them on the left with Hazorps on Mephisto, Bad Benny on Deathwing, Copenhagen on Dehaka, Yasuo on Tyrande, and Nick is playing Alarak. To the right side of the map, it is Disgusting. We got Lavakal on Junkrat, Richu on Thrall, Itrax on Greymane, Alvaros plays deck at Kane in game number 2, and Arian on Stitches. And with that, we're headed straight into the game where the red team has to prove that they are able to force game number 3 and that they can try and turn this around. Lavakal riding on the yellow snowflake. Now, once again, don't eat yellow snow. You're gonna regret that one. We got Tyrande trying to combo things off also a bit with Alarak, I would assume. Alarak is one of those hit or miss heroes, I want to say. If you have a very good Alarak against you, he is just such a monster, and he is going to single-handedly eliminate you. And then sometimes you just see an Alarak that's dying over and over again, losing his sadism stacks and just can't get the damage out. So, yeah, that's it. But with that, we now have another hook, another hit, and Nick needs to get out of here. Ooh, turns around, gets hit by Deckard Kane, but they're moving in for Greymane, and the big bad wolf is gone. Greymane down, and so is Thrall. Gets caught at the bot lane. Damn, that's a quick double kill for the blue team. Now, they have a very aggressive draft, obviously. They're not really looking at a main tank here. But with Alarak, they are starting to push the agenda. They have the Hogger for the quick lick, and then also Tyrande with the Hunter's Mark and the added stun. So there's a very, very aggressive composition that's getting played here by Washed Up. I gotta say, in the group stage, we had this quite a lot of times where teams were playing Illidan's, very aggressive melee assassins all over again, and just trying to build up that momentum in the early game with kill after kill that they then could use to take structures down and quickly establish a lead that was nearly impossible for the other team to bridge. So we'll see what they can do in this one now. It's not going too crazy just yet, but we're also only in game number 2. Things, of course, will escalate even further when we're heading into a best of 5 and ending up on map 4 or 5, or something along those lines. Now on level 1, we got the Trolling Thunder and another lick here against Greymane. Yeah, Copenhagen is hitting it hard. He's doing some really good moves here. If he connects that, every single time he's appearing, he's already putting somebody in trouble. So they got to be very, very careful when they're this close to the towers in particular. Teams haven't really turned anything in, so everybody just collects a few more gems. We have one boozer camp that was already taken by Disgusting. The blue team responded with the Siege Giants at the bot lane instead. And all the way towards the top, we got Deathwing now running around. Tank Deathwing! Benny right there. Makes way more sense to me. I mean, Deathwing is so fat and sitting just at the front. Of course he can tank it all up. They are making another move for Nick, trying to take him down. That didn't really work. Yeah, the Junkrat factor shouldn't be ignored either. And Thrawn is all the way down at the bottom of the map, pretty much all alone here. But that's already a bit of a lead. Okay, gets the hook. Could turn it around. Ah, got close, but got slowed also. If not for that, we might have had CC on Stitches. That could have led to another kill. But not quite. I like it. It's getting spicy right from the beginning. With the 2 quick kills that we got for Washed Up, they're already starting to establish a bit of a lead. They are at least the ones that rotate a bit more aggressively. Turn-ins haven't happened yet, but teams are getting very close to get enough gems for a turn-in. The blue team indeed already has plenty, and it's soon gonna look good for Disgusting as well on that end. With nobody dying yet, nobody lost anything either. Well, nobody dying, I mean, on the blue team side, so yeah, they still have a ton. And the turn-ins are slowly coming together for both of them. But yeah, Nick is turning in as well. Most of the players still at the bottom of the map trying to control the turning point here. And level 7 is now in. So with that we got the hindered motion, and we also have the show of force here. Another combo unleashed against Stitches. It seems that this time he's gonna make it out of the fight. Oh, or not. Another lick by Copenhagen. That man, whoof, the magic tongue. His girlfriend is gonna be happy. I mean, damn son, look at him. Every attempt a hit. We have on level 7 Ancestral Wrath. We get the Knight's Cube and the Serrated Edge as the level 7 talents for Disgusting. 39 gems have now been turned in, and they could use the top turn-in point to deliver the final one. It's all about Copenhagen. Copenhagen is sitting at 26 now, and it seems like Lucio is going to be the one that's trying to interrupt him, but they're zoning him away now. The hook, on the other hand, still connects. Junkrat gets killed. There's the play. And Copenhagen shows mercy this time. Yep. But they still don't let him turn in. Maybe now? Nope, another hook. They have to kill him eventually. At this point, they're just looking at Stitches and they're like, alright, this is getting annoying. So Copenhagen, you still can't turn in. They're only missing 5, so they're not even reliant on the Haka any longer. They could use anybody at the top to complete this as well. We have 3 on Yasuo, 3 on Nick, so this seems like a bit of a checkmate position where the blue team is going to walk away with the first web weavers, and yes, yeah, they are. So web weaver wave number 1 is going to touch ground for Washed Up. There's still a bit of a play being made here for Greymane, who makes it out of the battle, but they are eating tons of damage here. And of course, down to the bottom of the map and here in the middle, we've already seen some of the structures destroyed or taken low. So the idea is to at least take these walls and towers down, ideally go a bit further and drop a fort if they can. With level 7, we got the Wizened Duelist. Actually a bit of a ballsy talent, honestly, considering how things have gone so far for Greymane. Continue to go for him. So, yep, there we are. Level 10 is in, and boy, oh boy, that is just making this push so much better for the blue team. We have them with Endurance of Hate, and we get the Deadly Charge. And they're already looking to deadly charge in from the side, and Junkrat gets junked. There's also another ult, Mephisto. Azorbs, look at that. He's trying to go for a bit of a solo kill here, and they're also putting Greymane in trouble. They're playing this all out at the top of the map. Oh, nice! Another good combo. And that might be the end of Greymane. He's trying to get out. Here comes the Haka. Zoning, and there's a lick, and he's dead. It's also a ton of gems that are starting to lose here. It's 11 down the drain, and Stitches is not making the play for it. The blue team has enough gems for another turn-in, but at least Disgusting has finally heroic abilities that they can now use in the next fight. Yeah. Aaron is trying to get these hooks in, and now that he has Gorge, that could be of a much bigger consequence. But it's 5 kills to 0 already. We are 7 minutes into the game. We're doing very, very well here. Same time, of course. Another turn in now would be a problem. Leoric is sitting at 129 sadism at this point in time. And Nick, yeah, Blue Web Weavers, once again. Nick is currently at 16,000 damage. Still a little bit behind Mephisto, but he can build up that damage very, very quickly, of course. And up at the top, Greymane is saying hello. Most of the blue team players are at the bottom of the map trying to go for the fort, I would assume. And that's exactly what they're doing. Not only the fort, they want Thrall and his 13 gems. There's the stun, there's another lick. I don't think that the Hogger has even missed one yet. I'm telling you, that man is just so good with his tongue. All the girls say so. It's like, damn. Doesn't miss anything. Always hits the spot. But yeah, 6 kills to 0. That fort is definitely toast. Oh no, they can get Greymane! 31 gems! Oh, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt so much. This is their ticket back into the game, and they just lost it. Yeah, Stitches, he gets the hook on the Haka, so at least they might be able to take him down, but the sidewall gets opened up. They're trying to get him out here. He dies, but this is just not comparable. One team lost more than 30 gems just now and washed up. They can definitely stomach this one. They went through the bot lane fort, they took it down, they opened up the wall here, and on the way back they can do some more damage to the fort in the middle. They are looking really strong at this point. Oh boy, yeah, that one was rough. Not a single turn-in yet for Disgusting. To be fair, they still have enough gems to get a turn-in. It's just not gonna be as good as they hoped for here. The Owl comes in, then hits Lavakal. So Yasuo is just firing these Owls out one at a time. All of them straight to Hogwarts. Straight to Hogwarts. But yeah, so with level 13, there's another talent advantage now for Washed Up too. 141 sadism now that we got here for Leoric. Finally, the 13 talent here for Disgusting. 21,000 damage. Yeah, he's taking over. And Junkrats is getting caught again. Talking about taking over. Leoric, he wants to go for kill after kill. Look at that, they're going for Stitches. And even with the Devour, he's in trouble. So is Benny. But it's a quick trade in kills. And this is definitely a little bit better for Washed Up. They trade 2 for 1 now. And they're trying for another one. A lick, a stun, a kill, and Deckard Kane is dead. Yep, they are in real trouble now. They can go for another turn, but they're losing gem after gem after gem. They're losing ground on the map as Washed Up is mercilessly going for the top fort. At this point, the blue team is just going through their opponents like hot butter through cheese. They take them down where they stand. 10 kills to 2 already. We have topside now, another fort destroyed, and they are working on turn in number 3. Now, they're not quite there yet, obviously, but they're getting there very, very quickly. They are 38 gems now in total, so another 22 are missing, and they could go for another turn. Benny gets attacked again. Stitches, Benny, and he's dead. Bit of a meme, honestly. A wolf kills a dragon. What kind of sorry excuse for a dragon is that? If it's Chromie, I'll let it count. I mean, she's an imaginary dragon. She doesn't really count, but that's an actual dragon. There's one wolf. That's a pretty badass wolf, honestly. Comes in, gets the kill. It's kind of crazy. So another hook is hitting, but not really causing a problem here. Careful. The beast step, hell yeah. Red Web Weavers. Okay. We get the first objective finally for Washed Up, for Disgusting. Now, to the bad news. There's going to be a level 16 for the defense. And they got another kill at the bottom of the map as Leoric just didn't let up on this one. And Leoric is now at 176 sadism stacks. I'm just saying, 31,000 damage. Greymane is trying to keep up with him here. But, yep, there we go. 30,000 against 31,000. Web Weaver in the middle, all left alone. No friends. It's a little bit sad. Very sad. Web Weaver's already down. Then again, nobody really likes spiders. So, there's that. But either way, we now have at the top side also another objective that gets taken out. This time it's Leoric that is burning it to a crisp in seconds. Now, Greymane still says hello. Nice attempt at a hook. I really like what Aaron was trying to do here. That was a pretty cool move. But Nick wasn't caught by it. But this is exactly the kind of plays that they need to make if they want to get back here. So they were risking something. They were trying to push Leoric into a certain position. And then the hook came in from the side. He had no way of anticipating that. And if that hits, then they might get a kill. And that would be an important one. Resetting the sadism stacks would be great. And then on top of that, of course, you always have an opportunity to exploit a numbers advantage, even if it's only for a limited period of time. Didn't work out for them the way they intended, but these are the moves that I would like to see a few more of. Now we have level 16 for them. And with that, it's even talents once more. Pulverize, big one of course. Alpha Killer, another one. We even got the Alpha Wolf over here. There's a lot of alphas in this team. This is not a team for betas, not at all. No boys here, no Hanzos. So only alphas allowed. And with that, we are gonna see them probably be a bit more aggressive. They have 25 gems, they're not gonna get anywhere close to a turn-in anytime soon. So their best chance is to take a fight with even talents and just go for it. And they have the damage output, they definitely do. It's just a matter of whether or not they can get the angle and the fight they want. Greymane is top damage in the game now. 34,000 for him. Down to the bottom of the map. Copenhagen, yeah, trying to go for Thrall here. Blue team gets another set of Web Weavers. Siege Giants are also still alive, and they're forcing them down to the bottom of the map right now. Yrel is coming in again, but this is the third objective that we're seeing for Washed Up. Aaron is throwing decent hooks out. I gotta give him that. The hooks aren't bad. They're like pretty nice. He's trying to anticipate a bit what the movements are gonna be on the blue team side. But he just didn't hit that one lucky punch hit that would allow them to defend a bit easier, or that allows them to get a quick kill. That's unfortunate for them. Deathwing with the superhero appearance, superhero landing right there. Riptire is already out. Full on barbecue with the Molten. And there's the kill on Hanzo. Yes! Now we're talking. Benny is already moving out, but look at the top side. Copenhagen completely unimpressed by all of this. He's starting to lick buildings. He's just taking up to another level. He's tried it all. Girls, boys, now he goes for structures. You know, gotta try something new every now and then. And he's able to take it down as well. So the man can do literally anything. Comes back down, another lick. He connects it with stitches. I mean, why wouldn't he? So at this point, they're just getting another one. Jesus, Copenhagen, slow down, bro. I mean, now he's just showing off. Wow. 13-5. What a beast. Junkra is laughing at the top lane. It's the only lane where he can laugh at because there's like nobody there. So, yep. We got 190 sadism stacks for Leoric with a 41,000. He's still locked into a bit of a battle with his boy Greymane on the other side. But of course, Washed Up, they are going to try and finish this one with a 2-0 in this best of 3. And what better way to do that but take the boss as you hit level 20 and then just ram it through at the top lane, go for the core and drop it. We get the counter strike. We also got the mimic now, and we got the stood in the fire. And goodbye, boss. And here's the bad news for Disgusting. Normally when this happens, you have the other team with an opportunity to turn in, which they oftentimes use to buy themselves a little bit of time, push some of the lanes out. In this case, though, it is not working whatsoever because Washed Up killed them so many times that they just do not have the gems. Another hook. And they have now started to really anticipate very well where Stitches will position himself for another hook. So that didn't work out. Copenhagen still go. Oh, he missed one. All right. He missed one on purpose to make them feel better. I can appreciate that. A round of applause for Copenhagen. Makes the opponent feel a little better by intentionally missing one and acting like he didn't. Junkrat is dead. Quickly killed. Leoric is just popping off at this point. Junkrat, Greymane both down. The core is also falling. Washed Up. They are crushing it. Absolutely crushing it. Good job. 15 kills to 6, and they lock in a 2-0 victory in the first round of the winner bracket against Disgusting. GG.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.